Next, we have our weekly dose of film reviews. So we have the very talented, our very own film bug, Nassim, who's in the studio, who's going to be reviewing 3 films. How are you?
I'm good, very good. How are you?
Good. So you've got like the best job in the world, haven't you?
Well, it comes with a lot of other things attached, so it's not the best job in the world, but I enjoy it.
That's good, that's good. Okay, so talk to us about the 3 films you've reviewed.
Right, so the 3 films that have come out this week that I'm going to be talking about are, first of all, The Magnificent Seven, second of all, Imperium, and the third is the DVD release of the week, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the second one, the sequel. First off is The Magnificent Seven. It's directed by Antoine Fuqua, who you might not know the name, but it's a director whose work you've definitely seen. He's directed Training Day, The Equalizer, films like that, and he's very good at directing action and remaking old films that people didn't know they wanted another sequel to. And The Magnificent Seven is actually a remake of a classic western called by the same name, The Magnificent Seven, which in itself is a remake of a Japanese film called Seven Samurai. It follows a group of people who decide to help this small town against this gang leader who's deciding that he wants control of the town. It's got Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Vincent D'Onofrio. It's a very fun, vibrant film, and it's definitely...
Look at the camera.
People were a bit hesitant when it came to The Magnificent Seven because it's a remake of a classic, well-loved film, but in the end, The Magnificent Seven is a very... action-packed, very fast-paced, very funny take on the story of The Magnificent Seven, and I definitely recommend it when it comes to the releases this week. Don't be taken aback by the fact that it's a remake. It's actually very good, and not all remakes are bad in the end. It's actually a very good one, and I think it updates the classic in a very good way. The second film this week is Imperium. It's a lot harder to watch than The Magnificent Seven, seeing as it focuses on a true life story about an FBI analyst played by Daniel Radcliffe, who you'll remember from Harry Potter. I mean, I get about 5 jokes a week telling me that I look like Harry Potter at this studio, but Daniel Radcliffe, who he's trying to branch out, escape from the Harry Potter name, plays an FBI analyst who has to go undercover into a Nazi ring to find out what's their next move, what they're planning. It's very tense. It's very, very claustrophobic. It's directed by a guy called Dave Rebuffus, who's a new upcoming director. This is his first feature film, and you wouldn't know when you're watching the film. It's very, very slick, very fast. It's a bit cliched, there's lines that people don't say in real life and things like that, but at the end of the day, it's very tense and very, it's a good watch, It's slow, but it's if you want something out of your film this week, then definitely watch Imperium because it leaves you feeling something at the end of the day. And the third release this week is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows. It's a sequel to the 2014 blockbuster. It's, you get what you ask for. It's the Turtles cracking jokes, action. It's very much like Transformers, very much like G.I. Joe. It's very fast. You're not going to get, much out of it. But the thing to look out for in this sequel is the new cast additions. Megan Fox is still there from the first sequel. She's, still doing her thing, but the main addition is Stephen Amell as Casey Jones. He's people who will recognize Stephen Amell from the TV show Arrow. He's very funny, very charismatic, and he plays Casey Jones in this film. He's like a vigilante who helps the Turtles in their fight against Shredder, and a new threat that comes out of nowhere, who's very cartoonish, a guy called Krang. He's like a brain with tentacles, and they're fighting him. And the Turtles is basically the mindless action film of this week. It's, if you're just looking to waste a couple of hours, then you go for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it's directed by a guy called Dave Green. It's his first film. He's never directed a film before, but it's amazing what he does. It's definitely better than the first film. It's, very quick, very vibrant. And if you're a fan of the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoons and films, you'll definitely love this film. So those are the 3 films, if I just recap quickly: The Magnificent Seven, Imperium, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's fantastic. Do you know, I think I'm going to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course
it was going to take me back to my childhood. But no, thank you very much for coming in, and I look forward to having you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.